Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back from the OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving back into the Pirate Alliance Kizuna Clash versus Rob Lucci for the Super Evolution of Jewelry Bonnie V1. And in today's video, we're focusing on teams that utilize Vegapunk as a friend captain. Now, this is a regular 10-star Kizuna. There is no Super Boss, so do not ask me. But Stump, what about the 3-star strat? You guys know I hate that shit anyway, but today, we're looking at getting the most amount of drops from the 10-star difficulty. Now, you should be trying to find Vegapunk friend captains, just diving in, activating your suicide strategy, so that way your friends and your alliance members can save you to build up as many free tickets as possible, so that way you can get your hands on this Super Evolution of Bonnie. And this particular Super Evolution is very, very good, because Bonnie does get a side grade and become a cerebral character. However, this particular 10-star, it's a little bit annoying because there is a random interrupt on one of the fights. As you guys can see here, after level 30, there's going to be a different intimidation on the dex variation. So very annoying stuff there. But as mentioned, you do want to try and maximize as many tokens as possible utilizing a friend captain Vegapunk. And these particular teams you're going to see today are with the assumption that you guys have been summoning, because like you have been playing the game, you have a pretty established box, you might have some of these characters. But like I said, I put out a buildable teams video for you guys. I'll leave a link in the description and a card at the top of the video, so you guys can go check that out. That don't rely on this guy right here as your friend captain. That way you can sort of just build out some more buildable teams and try some options there. But today I'll talk about some substitutes if I remember. If not, feel free to drop a comment. We can talk about it down there. And while you're down there, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff as well. So, starting it off with the strength variation. The strength variation of Rob Lucci, Cerebral's Powerhouse and Slasher get all the good stuff. 5 turns of Special Bind. Sorry, Slasher Driven and Cerebral's get all the good stuff. 5 turns of Special Bind, 2 turns of Special Reverse, and 2-turn Intimidation for a chain lock, reducing by 1 turn on stage 2. On the final stage, after level 30, because all these teams are built for that, there's Defense Down Immunity, Blowaway Immunity, and HP Cut Immunity. 9 turns of Bind on your right-hand column, so 6 turns after sockets. All orbs will be turned into poison slots. A TND slot orb barrier. Normal attacks only. 6 turns of despair, and then an attack down if you're below a 3.5 times chain boundary. If you guys use a chain boundary or a chain boost on the final stage, for an unlimited amount of times, you'll get a 6 turns of attack down and you'll lose your beneficial effect. So, the teams I put together looks a little bit like this. We are using Dofi and Sugar as our captain. Dofi and Sugar can just remove Special Bind passively, which is awesome. However, if you guys don't have Dofi Sugar, you can easily replace this character with Shank's crew. That's going to work out fine, just like I did in my buildable teams. They're going to be another option, but Dofi Sugar, they're so perfect for this because on the final stage, you can use their special to remove the 3 turns of barrier, which is awesome. If you guys don't have Dofi Sugar and you're looking for that special bind removal, like I said, you have Shank's crew, and for barrier removal, you can just use Robin and Koala. On stage 2, I don't know what stage 2 is really going to look like because of the annoying factor of it not being the same type, but I've included Carrot and Wanda on this team purely because there is special bind only on your sailors, but everyone gets 2 turns of special reverse, which like is weird because like you could use Vegapunk on this stage, but you need cooldowns, and then that character that has the cooldown removal needs the special bind removal, so it's very weird. So I'm using Carrot Wanda here. Their super swap and their special is going to easily let me kill stage 2, and then that way we can get the cooldowns ready for the final stage. On the final stage, there is poison sockets, very annoying factor. You can use the Shirohoshi Mancherry special to get around that. You can keep a full board of rainbow orbs if you really want to and not worry about it at all. But they're going to give you a 1.2 chain boost as well as rotate all of those very annoying poison sockets, as well as remove the despair, which is really, really nice. But before you do that, you do need to make sure that you use your Vegapunk special. Utilizing the Vegapunk special, you can actually select 2 particular buffs on the final stage. And with this particular guy, we're going to make sure that we at least select the 1.8 chain multiplier boost. With Vegapunk, his launch effects will not trigger the enemy's interrupt action. So his 1.8 chain boost will not affect the interrupt. So very important that you do that first, and then use Shirohoshi Mancherry. I cannot stress that enough. Shiroshimanto, you're going to remove the Despair. They rotate all of the, what's it called? The very annoying Poison Orbs. I don't know if you'll get a full board of Rainbow Orbs or if you just get a full board of regular Orbs. Like, we'll have to wait and see. But either or, like, we should be absolutely fine. Finally, we've got Lore. Lore can be your attack booster, or you can be your orb booster. Whichever one you really want to select, like, is fine. Whichever one you don't select, you can just select with your Vegapunk friend captain. Ideally, I would probably recommend selecting the orb buff with Vegapunk, because you're just going to higher attack boost here. And then you can use Chopper down below just to utilize the delay, and then you can use a conditional boost of Vegapunk as well, and then that way you can use Carrot Wander again. Like, you have a lot of options with this particular team. Vegapunk gives you a super type, which allows him to hit harder. You can replace Chopper and then not worry about the super type. You have a lot of options, like I said, and the team should work very nicely. But I do understand a lot of people probably don't have Dofi Sugar, and if you don't have Dofi Sugar, don't stress. You can just use Robin Koala, and you can use Shanks Crew. Robin Koala is going to trigger the Vegapunk's ability as well. Plus, you get Color Affinity, you get or buffs, like, you get a bunch with Robin Koala as well. They're very, very good for this Kizuna, actually. Moving on to the Psy variation. The Psy variation, they really want you to use Atlas. And if you have Atlas and bring a friend captain Vegapunk, you're pretty much covered for everything, really. Free Spirit, Cerebral Powerhouse, got a good stuff. You get Binded on your top row, 3 turns of Poison. After level 31, Rob Lucci is immune to instant defeat and percentage damage cuts. You get a full board of bomb slots, 90% attack down if you're using any orb that isn't a tandem or a bomb, 150,000 damage on entry, full immunity except delay, 5 turns of paralysis, 6 turns of crewmate special blind, a 1.1 slot boost, and then 99 turns of normal attacks only. So as mentioned, Robin Koala are really, really good here. If you guys don't have Atlas, don't stress, because you can just use Robin Koala and that's going to work out fine. I'd probably use like Uta as your captain then, so then that way you can get just an attack and an orb boost, but Atlas is going to allow you to get the double stacking ability for your attack boost, for your orb boost. So, very, very nice stuff there. If you guys have Lilith as well, and you want to, you can bring Lilith over York. I just included York because I wanted to include another Vegapunk character. And then you can just do like some weird like double stacking shenanigans. But Atlas is going to allow you to double stack the orb buff, and that way you can bypass that 1.1 times orb boost. However, Robin and Koala are very unique in the sense that they give you 3 turns of an orb buff. You can super swap with them on turn 2, get a color affinity boost, use their special to get a 3-turn orb buff, and then you get a carryover color affinity into the final stage. This particular ability to give yourself a 2.5 times orb boost for 3 turns means that you don't have to worry about that 1.1, and then you can use Atlas to overwrite that. But as I mentioned, if you guys don't have Atlas, don't stress, because you can just use Robin Koala instead, and that's going to work out really, really nicely. Robin Koala also give you a nice chunky heal, keeping you at very high HP thresholds. Remember, Vegapunk is going to be able to give you an increased HP threshold and heal, including overheal, I believe he does with his super type. So you want to make sure that you have at least one of the Straw Hats. Robin Koala actually will trigger it, because like he's just got like an amazing super type condition. But he also overheals, so that's just going to make it very easy for you guys to tank the 150,000 shot moving into the final stage, which is really, really nice, because I was kind of beating my head against the wall trying to figure out how to do that. And then I was like, oh, I could just use the super type and then you're pretty much fine. However, you can use Chopper as well. If you really want to like get like massive overheal, use Chopper, use a ship that gives you a lot of HP, and make sure you use the Shiryu support so that way you can actually get access to the poison removal. We have Carrot Wander on this team. Carrot Wander, great, because you have 2 characters that are just giving you a disgusting amount of overheal. So you're going to have this like massive 3.5 to 4.0 chain boundary, I believe, anyway. And then you have the attack boost with Atlas, the double stacking orb boost. You've got color affinity with these units. York gives you tap timing and is going to give you base stats, which can be increased. And then literally with, what's his name? With Vegapunk, you can just pick whatever buffs you don't have. I actually think there's an Usopp support that goes on you. Maybe there isn't. I thought there might be an Usopp support that delays on the final stage. Maybe it's just like they just give the condition for delay. I thought there might be a support that I could actually give a delay. Maybe I'm bugging on that regard. Let's have a quick look here. Let's see if we can actually get a delay support. There is an Usopp. I had a feeling there was an Usopp. I don't know if it goes on any of these characters though. No, it doesn't. So unfortunately, you're not going to have that condition. But at the end of the day, it's not really going to matter all that much. You have resistance down with Carrot and Nami Super Swap. You have the resistance with Chopper as well. And then York's giving you those weird tap timing stuff as well. I'd probably select the attack boost with Vegapunk, because then you can actually increase it with Atlas, and then you can give yourself the chain boost. You're already going to have... Well, you could do base stats as well. Like, it's not really going to matter too much. But that's the team. And again, if you don't have York, you can use Lilith. That's another really good option here. Moving on to the final variation, though. This one is by far the most annoying. And this is the one that has that different variation. Or that random action, as I should call it. Strength, Dex, and in-character get all the good stuff. On stage 2, there's 5 turns of attack down and threshold. Then the enemy retreats, coming back for level 31, where you get that possible random action. 10 turns of despair, so 7 after sockets. 5 turns of a 25k pain. You lose your beneficial effects, which is the biggest kick in the dick. Full immunity, except for delay again. 1 turn of fear, and then 5 turns of special blinds, as well as normal attacks only. Now, the special blinds only on your crew, which is great because you can actually use Vegapunk to get around this. Now, I'm using Gear 5, 6+ as my captain, purely because he gets around despair. Like, that's the biggest reason I'm using this guy. He's also a 6x captain if you get matching orbs, so like Vegapunk's gonna hit really hard, giving himself a tandem slot. Other than that, he literally just boosts the entire crew. Like, that's the big upside here. He makes a really good captain. He completely removes despair. I don't have access to his Super EX, unfortunately, but it's really not that big of a deal because I'm basically just using him for that despair removal. Plus, he's a Luffy character, so he triggers the super type of Vegapunk as well, which is really funny. With this particular variation, there is the intimidation if you have an attack boost or an orb boost, base stat boost, chain boost, and it can be like different depending on what they give you. And like they just want you to use Vegapunk really, because Vegapunk is going to have that ability to... Oh my god, you get a lot of these reserve teams. Holy shit. Vegapunk's going to have that ability to just select 2 of these particular buffs. But the upside to him is he's going to remove the special blind, as well as remove paralysis in his captain ability, or paralysis and blind, but I don't actually remember if that matters for this variation. Fortunately, you won't have his super tandem, but that's going to be okay. God, I forgot how many of them are actually there. But that's going to be okay. The thing you have to worry about here is the 25k pain. Now, that 25k pain is going to be a bit of a problem when you don't use a despair removing captain. The reason I want a despair removing captain is so I don't lose my HP threshold. That is the biggest factor here. When you get despaired, you lose your HP buff with any captain that has a HP buff. So just be mindful of that. We're utilizing Fuki... I can't remember how to pronounce it. Fukurokujo, the long-eared man, as our attack down and threshold removal for stage 2. He gives us a chain boost as well. He's going to make it nice and easy to kill. If we need a bit more damage there, we can just pop the Luffy special, just because. And then on the final stage, you have a 3-turn attack boost, a 3-turn orb boost with both Reiju and Vivi. That's the big upside to bringing these 2 characters. They are 3-turn buffs. And then finally, we have Usopp and Nami. Usopp and Nami are going to be our conditional booster and our color affinity booster as well, which is really, really nice. They can remove paralysis and special line too, which is great for other teams. But nevertheless, these are the teams with the Vegapunk friend captains. So hopefully they help you guys out. If they do, make sure to go down there, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff for me. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.